and welcome to St. Mary's Academy's first TED Talk. My name is Barbara Walters.
And I'm Monica Rodriguez. You know, one of my fondest memories from my childhood was when I was 8 years old. And I was looking for my first communion dress. So my parents took me downtown, and as we were crossing the street, I remember how drenched I was from the rain. My brand new shoes were so soaked in muddy water that I couldn't even tell what was actually the floor and what was my shoes. The water was so high that it reached in my torso and my dad had to carry me. That day was probably the best memories I have from, the rainy days of sunny California. It's so unfortunate that I'll never be able to experience this again, and neither will my kids.
Climate change is such a detrimental issue in our world, and it's already taking effect. Take a look at what is happening here in California. Severe droughts in California are causing a 2-degree increase in climate and a significant 5-inch loss in yearly rainfall averages. There are wildfires all the time that are wiping out our forests, species, homes. People are losing their lives. Monica's story is just the tip of the iceberg of how the children and the future will not be able to experience similar feelings and emotions that elements of nature such as rain evokes because we don't care about our Earth's health.
The question that we face today is, how can we fight climate change? How do we even begin to make a difference? Well, for starters, we can combat climate change by introducing a new transcendentalist movement in 2019. Many of you might be thinking or asking, what is transcendentalism? Well, let me tell you. Transcendentalism is a philosophical movement that believes that every individual is their own spiritual center of the universe. Within every individual lies the clues for nature and history. So, how does that fit in today's world? Well, what's success? Many people define success as money or fame, but the real success in life is the impact that you leave on the people, animals, and Earth in a happier, healthier state. Transcendentalism will allow us to create success by changing how we live.
How can we expect so many improvements in our society and on Earth without making the change starting with ourselves? By implicating the transcendentalist idea of simplicity, we can help combat climate change and global warming. We don't have to use horses to move around or use the candles to light our houses. It's kind of unnecessary. But we can have modern day simplicity, like not using straws and using reusable bags instead of plastic ones. We can even try using more bikes.
It's estimated that we use over 500 million plastic straws every day in America alone. And most of those end up in our oceans, not only polluting the water, but killing marine life as well, such as turtles. But by merely informing others of the negative impacts to biological life, or starting campaigns in your school or the workplace, we will encourage people to stop using plastic products and be able to preserve life on Earth. If we don't act now, by the year 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish, by weight. By merely understanding and trying to use simplicity in our daily lives, we can make a huge impact in our first step, reducing our carbon footprint.
We can also use the transcendentalist idea of the spirituality of nature. Nature is the foundation of life. We can't expect to pollute our earths or recklessly destroy our ecosystems and not face any of the consequences. Such detrimental acts will lead to the eradication of the human race.
So, again, how can we take a step towards enhancing that value of spirituality of nature within not only our lives, but everyone else's as well? It's critical that we promote and ignite our connection to nature and understand the significance of its impact on our lives. Nature not only provides valuable services globally, but mentally as well.
Ecosystems purify water and air, detoxify and decompose our waste, and even reduce the impacts of extreme weather for free. Researchers studied the impacts of walking for 90 minutes through a forest or natural areas, which resulted in the decrease of brain activity for oppression. When they compared these results to the people in the city, they had the 20% higher risk of anxiety disorders and were more likely to develop mental illnesses such as schizophrenia.
It's just so incredible how much of an impact nature has on our mental health. By introducing transcendentalism, we can connect with the idea of nature's spirituality and improve our mental health drastically as well as preserve what remains of our earth.
That is yet another reason why it is so important that we reintroduce the transcendentalist era in the year 2019.
We need transcendentalism in the modern world, not only to advocate and improve the state of our Earth's health, but work on developing our own character as well. With such a critical movement, how can we expect to maintain diversity or the cold seasons throughout the year? If we don't start a movement now and actively work on our habits, the Earth's health will deteriorate and we'll no longer be able to sustain life on Earth. Thank you.